So hello everybody, my name is James. As Hannah said, I am one of Bournemouth University's regional managers. So it's my job to recruit and to support international students, specifically in my case from the Middle East and Africa, but we cover pretty much the whole of the world, and I'll be happy to answer questions from anyone anywhere today. So what we're going to be talking about today are the Masters or Postgraduate Scholarships available to students entering Bournemouth University in September 2016. So before we start, I should say that the legal bit, that all information we're giving today is correct at this time. However, it can change or is subject to change, so you should always have a look at the website or contact us for bang up-to-date information on any of these topics. So I guess we may have a mixed audience today, in that some of you may have already applied to Bournemouth and have your offer and be looking now for the kind of funding opportunities that are available, whereas other people out there, this may be their kind of first interaction with Bournemouth University. So let me just tell you a little bit in general about Bournemouth itself and about the university. So Bournemouth, as you can see from the map there, is right on the south coast of England in the United Kingdom, in the county of Dorset. It's very close to London, so you can get into central London by train in under 2 hours. And really Bournemouth itself is a tourist destination. It's a holiday resort by the beach, famous for its beach, best beach in the UK certainly. As such, as you'd expect it in that kind of environment, we have a really wide range of water sport activities available, surfing, sailing, etc. There's lots of videos which, I'd encourage you to have a look on these links when you receive the presentation, so you can really get to know Bournemouth and its surrounding area before you arrive. So here's some pictures for you. So as I mentioned, the beach there, and Corfe Castle, so some nearby landmarks. But as you can see, it's a very very nice place to live, certainly. Okay, so Bournemouth University is really, in UK terms anyway, deemed as a new university, which means it's only been a university since 1992. Okay, and in that group of universities, that group of new universities in the UK, Bournemouth is near the top in terms of its ranking and its reputation. Some of the awards we've received in the last few years you can see here. So we were awarded a Queen's Anniversary Prize for Higher Education, and that was for our contribution to animation and visual effects, which is something we'll be talking about later in the presentation. We're a very international university and a very cosmopolitan place to live. So as an international student, you'll be coming into an environment where you feel very comfortable and not made to feel different in any way. As it says here, we have 17,000 students at the university. 2,000 of those are from outside of the UK and from 100 different countries. So, there really will be a ready-made community for you to join, both of students from the same country or region as you, but also for Bournemouth itself, it has a very multicultural and international population, as we have lots of language schools and indeed another university in the city. So, it's a really comfortable place for students and international students in particular. As such, and we really recognize the importance of international students at our university, we have a dedicated support team available for international students, and we'll cover that in a bit more detail later as well. Some pictures of our campus here. There's a huge amount of investment going into our campus and facilities at the moment. New buildings and areas opening all the time. But it's a very nice, quite compact campus, but really there's everything there that you would need. Some more pictures here. Some happy students there on the left-hand side. Okay, this is why you're all here, I guess, to hear about our funding opportunities and our scholarships. So I'm going to break this down by, firstly, the scholarships available to EU students, and secondly to those students from countries outside of the European Union. So if we start with the EU scholarships available. Now what we've got here on each of these scholarships, there is a link to the corresponding web page on the university website. So if after the presentation you've forgotten something or you want a bit more detail, do use these links, okay? And really important point here, for all the scholarships, the application is done online, okay? The application form, the online form, can be accessed via any of these pages, all right? The first one is the Unlimited BU Academic Scholarship. Now this is the only one you don't need to apply for, okay? It's an automatic scholarship given to students if they meet a certain academic criteria. So let's click on this, and hopefully we'll go to the corresponding web page. Yeah, so okay, the academic scholarship for EU-based students. So this is available to anyone starting a master's course, a full-time master's course at BU in September. It's worth £2,000 as a reduction of your tuition fee. There's unlimited scholarships available, and as I said, it will be automatically awarded if you meet the requirements. So I guess the natural question there is, well, what are the requirements? There is a chart here available online that lists per country what the benchmark is that you have to hit. Okay, so let's just choose a couple of countries at random. So let's have a look. French students need 14 points from their first degree, okay, from their licence or maîtrise. German students need a 2.5 or lower, and so on. So if your country isn't on this list, then don't worry, we can still award you the scholarship. We would just have to receive your application and assess it. But I think every EU country is mentioned on that list. But when we get to the international one, there may be a few that aren't on the list. But as I said, it says here you contact the international admissions team with any further questions. Okay, so that's the only scholarship that we're going to talk about that you don't need to apply for. So if we go back to the presentation, the next one is particular to a school or a faculty within the university, and you'll find a few of these where the scholarships are only available for students on certain courses or within certain faculties. So the first one here is the BU Executive Dean Scholarship, which is for students studying master's degrees within the business school. So this would cover, obviously, business and management courses and accounting and finance courses. This is a bigger scholarship. It's worth half of your tuition fee, which I probably should have reinforced that point. All of these scholarships are paid or are given as a reduction in the fee you need to pay. You're not given the cash, you're not given the money, it's a reduction of fees. So we'll use this one as an example of ones that you need to apply for, okay? So eligibility, again, EU students applying for full-time master's degrees within the business school. Value 50%. We have 5 of them available for students joining in September, and there is a need to fill in an application. So that application and any of these scholarships that need an application, there is a deadline, and that deadline is the 31st of May. Okay? Any scholarship applications received after that date won't be considered. So it's really important, guys, that you get these in within the next month. All right? Realistically, if you haven't got either a first-class degree or equivalent, or a very high second-class degree, you won't be in contention for any of these scholarships, okay? How do you apply for these scholarships? Well, as you can see here, for this one, there's a link here, apply for scholarship. Now, if we click that, we are taken to the scholarship application form. Now, it's a generic form for all of the scholarships, so you can apply for more than one scholarship using this form. So you may be eligible for, two or three of the different scholarships. You can apply for them all in one go on this form, okay? And the form's pretty simple. It's, as you can see here, first of all, just the guidelines on an application's worth reading. Then tell us something about yourself, your application details, so this will be where you put your academic credentials, then your personal statement, and then a legal declaration, okay? It is a separate application process than your university course application. So don't think just because you have your course offer or your course application in that will automatically consider you for scholarships, because we won't. You do have to make a separate application. So again, let's go back to the presentation and run through a few more of these that are available. So whilst we have 5 50% scholarships for business masters this year, we also have 5 that are exclusively for our MBA, our Master of Business Administration program. So, this is a much smaller pool of students you'll be competing with. So if you're intending to do the MBA, I would say you have a very competitive chance of obtaining one of these 50% scholarships. Now, running down, the same thing exactly, 5 more 50% scholarships, but this time for students within our Faculty of Media and Communication. So these are all of our courses within that school. So, we have, again, computer animation, we have journalism, film production, marketing, advertising, lots of different disciplines within that faculty. Okay, that looks like, again, so this is handy that I looked at this one. So it looks like the information on the PowerPoint is slightly out of date. I think I had down 5 scholarships available. It looks like it's 4. Okay, but the deadline is the same, 31st of May. The application procedure is the same. Just click apply for scholarship and complete that form. I'll have to get that changed before we send you the presentation. We'll change that, apologies. The School of Tourism, which encompasses our courses in tourism management, hospitality, events, but also our sport courses, sport management. There are 6 awards available for September, again 50% fee reductions. And then finally, available in September, our School of Health and Social Sciences also have 5 Dean scholarships worth 50% available. Now, our music and sports scholarships are slightly different, okay? These are paid actually as cash awards to the student. Really, the idea there, or the theory behind that, is if you have a sports scholarship and we give you some money, that you use that then to further your sporting career, maybe to buy equipment or pay for training, things like that, and the same with the music scholarships. You need to be a very kind of high-level musician and or sportsman to get one of those scholarships. The sports scholarships are only given to students who have represented either their country or their region in a particular sport. But for more information on those, do click on the link when you receive the presentation. So that's everything that's available for our EU students this September. There are a few more available to non-EU students, and one thing I really would like you to pay attention to here, everyone, is you'll notice that some of these scholarships have specific countries listed underneath, okay? Now, if your country isn't mentioned under any of these, then it doesn't mean there's nothing available to you. It just means you can't apply for this particular scholarship, okay? But then any that don't have specific countries listed, they're available to anyone. All right, and we'll go over these again as we go through. So the first one on the list here, same as for the EU students, is an unlimited academic scholarship that is triggered based on your academic profile. You don't need to apply for it. It's available to everyone. For the non-EU students, it's worth slightly more. It's worth a reduction of £3,500. That's because non-EU students' fees are slightly higher, so therefore the scholarships also are slightly higher. And there's the same chart that we had there for the EU students. Okay, so let's have a look at a couple of examples here. I might pick countries that I'm familiar with or that I recruit in. So Nigeria, for example, if your bachelor degree result is 65% or the equivalent GPA of 3.8 out of 5, you will automatically get given that £3,500 scholarship. Let's have a look. We might have someone from Peru out there, for example, so 80% or 16 out of 20. Now, £3,500 is on average about 25% of our master's non-EU fees. So it's a significant award for us to give out automatically. So hopefully some of you will be able to take advantage of that. Okay, so I think that one's pretty straightforward. You know, we'll contact you if you've been awarded it. There's nothing you need to do. The rest of these scholarships have that same deadline, the 31st of May, and the same application form online that we've already looked at a couple of times. So the first one to look at, and what I guess we would say is our most prestigious scholarship, is the Vice-Chancellor Scholarship. There are 10 of them available, okay, but only for students from the following countries. That's China, India, Nigeria, South Korea, Thailand, Turkey, the USA, and Vietnam. They're 50% awards. We do, as it says there, though, have one 100% fee award. So that's one for the whole cohort joining in September. And again, that would be limited to students from these selected countries. So you just apply for the Vice-Chancellor Scholarship, okay? And out of that pool of students that have applied for that scholarship, that 50% scholarship, we'll select who we deem to be the best applicant and award a 100% scholarship. And then the 50% scholarships as well. Just because we can't show this too many times, I'll click on that and show you again. There's the application form, okay? Really straightforward. And that deadline, once again, the 31st of May, okay? So I know we'll get the question afterwards, either why is my country not on that list of countries, or, you know, I'm from, let's Burkina Faso or something, I didn't see my country there. Well, firstly, on the decision of why to offer to those countries, you know, that's a decision way above my pay grade. That's just what our Vice-Chancellor or our scholarship board have decided, okay? But there are lots of opportunities available to people from countries outside of that group. So one of those opportunities would be the Dean's Scholarships, okay? So these are available for all our faculties other than the business school, because they have their own awards. So if you're coming on a Faculty of Media and Communications course, or Health and Social Sciences course, or Science and Technology course, there are Dean's Scholarships worth half of your tuition fee available to you, okay? Sorry, I got ahead of myself there. So, as I said, the only difference is our business school, who have selected, again, specific countries that they would like their Dean's Scholarships to be available to. And as you can see, that list there, Russia, Turkey, Nigeria, China, and South Korea. So one of the things that during this webinar, because this is not the first time we've done the webinar, has highlighted, is that within that business school, if you're from a country outside of those 5, if you're looking for funding opportunities for one of our business masters, then really the only thing available to you is this Academic Excellence Scholarship, that 25% scholarship we looked at before, because both the Dean's Scholarship for the business school and this Vice-Chancellor Scholarship are targeted or only offered to students from certain countries. Okay, so maybe something we'll review in future years, but for September entry, you know, what we can offer to you as a business school student coming in outside of these countries is limited to this Academic Excellence Scholarship. The MBA Scholarship, 50% scholarships within the business school, however, is open to students from any country. Okay. Next, we're looking at our ASEAN scholarships. That's our Asia and Southeast Asian scholarship. Again, within the business school. So there's lots of awards at the business school. This one is, though, again for specific nationalities, and that would be students from Indonesia, from Thailand, Vietnam, Singapore, Malaysia, the Philippines, Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, Brunei, and Dar es Salaam. Same rules apply. 31st of May application deadline. Application form is online. Now one scholarship available to students on our MA Multimedia Journalism course only. So all countries, you must have a first class degree or equivalent, and there's £3,000 available, which is called our Raham Al Farah International Scholarship. Next, another specific course scholarship for our Masters in Public Health. Now this is a good one. There's unlimited 25% scholarships available, so worth £3,250. And this is the only scholarship really where you don't need to hit a certain academic grade. Okay, this is for any student who has an offer for the course before the 1st of June. So all you need to do for this one is apply, get an offer, and you will get 25% off guaranteed. It says here an unconditional offer, but this is something else that has very recently changed. It's now any offer. The scholarship is guaranteed, okay? And I'm on tape saying that, so you can trust me. Then scholarships that are only available to our partner institution students. So Bournemouth University has a number of international partners, okay? And students from those partners have extra scholarship opportunities available to them. So you'll know if you're from CUC in China or Jai Hind in India, click on these and have a look. Similarly, these 4 Colombian universities, there are 20% discounts available to all students from these institutions. Okay. All right. So yeah, and the final point I'd like to make, because that's all the scholarships we have, which I think is a very good provision this year, is that whilst you can apply for multiple scholarships, and indeed you can be chosen or nominated for more than one scholarship, when it comes down to it, you will only receive one. You can only receive one, and that will be the one of the highest value. So if you're awarded the automatic £3,500 scholarship, but also you're given one of the 50% scholarships, you'll just get the 50%. We can't, unfortunately, add them together. Okay, so just another, let's have a brief run through of what courses are available at Bournemouth at master's level, because as I said before, that there will be those students or those people out there that this is the first time they've heard about Bournemouth, and once we've gone through those, we'll start taking questions. Okay, so first of all, within our Faculty of Media and Communication, I think I already mentioned a couple of occasions where we teach animation. That's one of the things we do best at Bournemouth. We were really kind of, our reputation is excellent in animation. We'd be one of the really 5 best places in the world to study animation and visual effects, and have lots of successful Oscar-winning graduates. Also, though, within that school, we teach English, we teach communications, we teach marketing, journalism, politics, and film and TV. And if you want more detail, check out the website. Do have a look at the links we've provided here. Within our School of Science and Technology, there's a Department of Applied Sciences where we teach the following: anthropology, archaeology, forensics, geography, and biological and environmental sciences. Within the same faculty, but within a different department, we have all our design courses, engineering, computing, and creative technologies, so things like music, audio production, games technology. The business school, I think it's pretty self-explanatory what's offered at a business school. And then I've already talked about our School of Tourism, which again is a very highly ranked within the UK. We're a top 10 institution in the UK for these subjects: tourism, hospitality, retail, events, and sports. And again, much more information available for you by using these links in the presentation. Our final faculty is Health and Social Sciences. For non-EU master's students, there's only a few courses available within this faculty. So public health, which we've already talked about, social work and social care. For EU students, there's a few more, but again, there's a full list of master's courses available, and eligibility, course fees, all the details you can find online. So if you do get your offer and you hopefully do get a scholarship to study with us, where will you stay? Well, as a new student, a new overseas student, we will guarantee you accommodation. We have both on and off campus options. Really, whatever you'll get given or whatever you choose will not be far from your place of study, though. Bournemouth is not a huge city. So all of our accommodation is within maximum 10-15 minutes via bus to campus. And all of our university accommodation, you do actually get an added kind of bus card or bus pass that you can use for the year, so you don't have to pay for the university bus. The costs here, these were for 2015 entry. There's only a slight increase in these fees. So yeah, you're looking at somewhere between £100 and £150 per week for accommodation, student accommodation in the UK. Some pictures of our accommodation here. So this is a traditional kind of halls of residence, dormitory kind of setup, although, you know, what you do get in all of our accommodation is a private bedroom, and in 90% of it an ensuite private bathroom as well. The only thing you would share with other students would be your lounge and kitchen in most cases. Sports, those extras we can offer, yeah, really any sport or hobby you have, there'll be a student society within the university, so you'll find kind of like-minded people and be able to keep up whatever hobbies and sports you practice at home. As I mentioned earlier, there is extensive support available for all students, particularly international students who may need that extra help with kind of language, things like that, and the different culture of education that we have in the UK. So things like referencing, plagiarism, how to prepare for exams, and those differences, which can be quite big differences between the way we teach and the way we translate that teaching here in the UK as opposed to other countries. So if you need that support, it's all there for you, okay? And again, more detail if you want to know about a specific thing, the medical centre, something like that, then just click the corresponding link for more information. So I think that's probably about right. We're bang on past, so now if we take questions for the